Hey guys, I'm Lev with Upcoming Bands, and today I'm with Stain the Canvas. We're going to do a video interview and see what these guys got coming up and what's going on. How are you guys today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a bit tired, but I'm just keep on trucking, enjoying myself.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, so the first question really is, Milan isn't really the sort of place people first think of when we talk about sort of heavier music. What's it like? Is there a metal scene there? Is there like music we're not aware of in Milan that we should be listening to? Sort of, what was it like starting off there?
So Milan is not a great city for this kind of music, for real. So it's difficult for a band like our band to play shows and do what we do. But there's a small scene in Milan. There's some bands. They're cool. Yeah,
that's cool.
I know some of the bands, and it's not pretty big as a scene.
Yeah, it's hard when I'd say different, because I don't think we are different. I think everyone else is different. But when you're not sort of the norm, it's hard to sort of break out sometimes. And I think comes from like Milan, because I live in a small town, and anything that isn't your commercial music, you get a bit of a weird look at. So although it's on a bigger scale your end, I can completely understand it. So when you were growing up and you wanted to get into music, who inspired you? What were your sort of go-to bands? What did you listen to? Has it always been heavy, or did you start somewhere else and progress into metal music?
Okay. Well, for me, it was I started listening to Muse, Nirvana, Blink-182, that kind of stuff, mostly because my sister made me discover that type of music, and she was a teenager. Also, my father introduced me to some Radiohead and Pink Floyd, of course, Led Zeppelin, the classics, big classics. Yeah, the classics. And I mean, I don't listen to them on daily basis today, but I have to say I love them so much today. And I actually, one of my favorite albums is from Nirvana, of course, In Utero.
Yep.
And I still blast it today, nowadays. So yeah, I have to say I still listen to them.
Oh, that's cool. So I got my sister into the heavy music. She was very much. I remember this album. It was called I think it was called Pop Princess, and I was like, "This is awful." I'm like, "Let's put some real music on." And my gateway band, should we say, was Korn. So now I've gone a bit more. I say a bit more niche. I'm into like more different types of metal than the new metal scene. But yeah, I can completely get on board with like a sibling being involved heavily.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's good. My next question is your two albums. They are very different, I think. There's similar parts, but they are very different. Now, I've seen a previous interview. It took you, was it 8 months to get the first song of the new album going?
Yeah.
How can I word it better? What makes them different? Why did you want to do something different? Was it just to be different or to challenge yourselves? What sort of got you going on that?
Those albums are indeed different moods, different topics. But the main reason you find it pretty different from the first one, it's because we really wanted to have more of a personality, I would say. We tried so hard to
find our sound.
Yeah, to find our signature sound. Something that when you hit play, you know that you're listening to Stain the Canvas, which is something that, in my opinion, have accomplished, especially with. Okay, thank you. Especially with songs like That Circus or In Reverse. That is our latest single from the deluxe edition.
Which is a brilliant song.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This was our main goal, and to find our sound. And yes, that's the main reason it sounds different.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's good you mentioned in reverse just then as well. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. In reverse and Dead Circus are linked, or the videos are anyway. Is there a story behind that? Because the same, we'll say, character appears in it.
Well, there's a connection only for the video.
Okay.
The songs are not connected as the video.
I mean, you could find some connections between the songs, even in the lyrics, but it wasn't something we thought before. I mean, it wasn't like, okay, I'm writing that circus and now I know I'm going to write in reverse and it's going to be linked to it. It wasn't nothing like that.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know I do it, so I imagine other fans do it as well. We tend to overanalyze things. We'll look at lyrics, we'll watch videos, and we'll try and find something. Have there been any sort of hidden meanings or symbolisms that we may have missed, or have you not dabbled in that yet?
I mean, no, I think.
I would say yes, actually.
Okay.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. And it's something hidden in that circus video that nobody found yet.
Me neither.
No, you don't even remember of it, but we put something in the live chat, the live chat of the video. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was a joke, of course. It was a joke, and it was pretty hard to find it. I mean, if people wouldn't...
Yes.
Know about it, okay. Now you know. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think you can guess what I'm doing after this, then. I'll be going through that. Message by message.
Oh my god. And yeah, that's the little Easter egg we wanted to put some years ago. 1 year ago, actually.
Okay, I'll definitely go and check that out, and if I find it, I'll put it in the written part of the article. I'll definitely make sure. Well, if I find it, that is.
Okay, it's stupid. It's just a joke.
Yeah. If you want to know what it is,
don't expect something so cool.
If you want to know what it is, you have to check the circus again. So.
Yeah, no, I'll be checking. I'll be definitely looking into. I'll be messaging you guys otherwise. Like, what is it? So when it comes to your sort of style of music video that you guys do, what's the hardest part of it? Because we know that making a music video can be grueling and time consuming, and it's quite hard work anyway. But you've got quite a niche style. Is there anything that you guys found particularly hard, or did you adapt to it quite well?
Well, you mean the hardest part to craft?
Yeah, when you're shooting it, or when you're having ideas and such.
The first thing, is to find a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the second one is to not go over the budget. If you want to do something really, of high quality video, you have to put a lot of money, and sometimes it's difficult to get something cool but cheap. I mean, not really cheap.
Match the budget with the idea.
Yes.
I know what you mean. We've got just a few miles down the road. There's a place called the Haunted House. And a lady lived there, just got very old. She got moved into a care home, and then it was bought by a local businessman. And I believe, don't quote me, that he will let people use the haunted house for free as long as they credit the haunted house in the video or in socials and stuff. So you can get more people there and get more eyes on that. And there's a local band that used it, and another sort of upcoming band that have used it as well. So it's I understand that it can be hard. It's just we're lucky to have him do that. He bought it because he wanted it. He's a very, very lucky man to be able to do that. But I understand that it's hard to get something good without spending too much money. I can get that.
Yeah, because by the way, it's not a problem for us to put more money if you want to get something in particular, like a good video, but you know,
it's that balancing act, isn't it, of getting the right. Yeah. What brings you guys more joy? Hearing a song that you finished and completed, or watching the video when it's finished and completed? What's more for you guys?
For you, H?
I don't know. I mean, I don't deal with videos, so I like to watch the complete product after, you know, it's all done. I like to, but I have to say I'm pretty satisfied when I finish the demo and then the demo becomes, you know, the final product. I mean, of course, I'm not satisfied with the first mix usually. Never, actually.
I think that's most people. They want to be perfect every time, which I get.
Perfect. I mean, I would we would make like 7 probably 7 or 8
there are some memes about
mixes before the one, but once I get it, once we get it, it's pretty satisfying. But I don't know if it's more satisfying after the video. Maybe after the video because it's a complete product.
Yes.
So you can see, you can see the final product. So
I have seen you guys live. Sadly, only once, and that was in Bristol when you was over here touring with Attila, Dropout Kings, and a couple others. And I think, Bryan, we spoke briefly. I think when after your set. That was an amazing show from start to finish. I was crowd surfing, which I'm a bigger man. I'm quite heavy, so to crowd surf somewhere is quite fun. But where has been your guys' favourite place to perform?
Maybe Budapest.
Okay.
It's pretty difficult for me. I can't decide because we played a lot of amazing show in that tour. If I have to pick one, I would say Budapest, maybe because he had the coolest venue and also one of the best crowd. But also Poznan was really cool, even if the venue is smaller. It's smaller.
The crack house.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was the crack house.
Maybe yes.
By the way, it was cool because of the people.
Also the last one in Dortmund was
Dortmund, also.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah, a lot of them.
So usually when I get to meet a musician in person, I'm pretty chill and pretty relaxed because, you know, at the end of the day, they're just people. When I met Franz from Attila, I did fanboy a little bit. And do you guys get that when you go on tour? Yeah. Do you have to try and be that professional band to start with, or do you have a little bit of fanboy inside you still?
I wouldn't say it was hard not to be a fanboy. I mean, but I was pretty nervous the very first time I saw Franz because, you know, I was not used to it. So there's this scene I remember. The first time I saw him, he was walking by to take coffee, I guess, and he was, "What's up?" to us, and I replied, "How are you?" But it was pretty silly because I knew he couldn't respond to me because he was walking by.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was nervous, so I just said the first thing I thought, and But after that, I would say it wasn't hard not to be a fanboy. Yeah.
Because he's actually quite a nice guy. Like I said, I got to meet him.
He is,
and he is nice. He's got an aura. He's quite a big man, and he's got that aura about him. But actually, he is quite nice. We're very nice, actually.
Very nice and very funny, I would say.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I can imagine on the tour bus he can be quite fun.
It was. Sometimes we were playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
he always got the punchline for everything.
he told us plenty of times, "Oh, you're still playing that gay shit." I mean, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Not to bash on Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm a Pokemon guy, you know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
That's my thing, and I use the excuse when I want to buy new cards, because I like to try and collect them, is that they're for my son's future. My missus does not believe me, but that's my excuse for every time.
I mean, it works. It works.
It doesn't.
No,
It doesn't for me.
Okay.
So when you're playing these shows, do you like the big sellout shows, or do you like prefer the small, more intimate shows? I only ask this because when I was younger, I'd like to go to the big shows and like have parties and have a great time. As I got a bit older, I've been to a few acoustic sets with like Ryan McCombs from Soil and Drowning Pool. And seeing him in that small, intimate set was actually really nice. It was different. So I'm just curious, do you prefer the big shows or the small shows? Or do you enjoy them both equally for different reasons?
I mean, I like both, but when the venue is smaller, maybe you're more into the show. But only if the venue is full of people.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine a big venue with no crowd must be horrible.
Yes. I don't know. I like also the big stage, but I don't know. It's more like you are in the rehearsal alone.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. There's pros and cons to both of them, isn't there? Like I say, the small shows, you're into it. You know, everyone's there buzzing. Or a big show, it's that big party atmosphere, and it's loud.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're literally. Sorry for my Italian. Okay. You're literally face to face with your fans and people, so it's great.
Yeah, no, I enjoy those shows. So when you are touring, obviously most bands tend to mix older and newer songs together, you know, to play a bit of your back catalogue and stuff like that. Do you guys have a favourite song to perform from either the old album, the new album, or just one in general that really sticks out? You're like, this is the one that I love playing.
I would say
that's Circus for sure. Yeah.
Is that because you like it as a song, or because it's maybe your most popular song at the moment?
No, it's because I actually enjoy to play it.
Yeah.
And I enjoy people reacting to it.
Yeah, it's really chunky.
So it was, when I saw you guys, my son was 2. He's just turned 3 a few months ago. He likes Dead Circus. So I try and get him into heavy music, and some stick, some don't. He likes some Attila, he likes some Alex Terrible, and Dead Circus was another one. And I was like, if he likes this song, let's keep him listening to it, and then we'll try a new song. So I tried getting I got in reverse on the other day. He enjoyed that. I'm like, I'm building my own little metalhead. I'm building a mini me.
Yeah.
So if a 3-year-old likes it, you're doing something right.
Oh yeah.
If you guys could create a gig, right, with yourselves and 2 or 3 other artists or bands, who do you think it would be and why? Anyone, past or present? Is there anyone that you'd love to be on the bill with? Either you headline or they headline, doesn't matter. Who would it be?
Well, I'd love to tour with Dropout Kings and The Word Alive. They already know each other's, and we had the chance, of course, to know Dropout Kings during the tour with Attila, and they are such a great guys.
They're so cool, yeah, I know.
Yeah, they are so cool. And also we had Telly to perform in one of our songs, Condemned.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he seemed also such a great guy, so I think we would have a lot of fun. And maybe the 3 of us, these 3 bands could open for Bring Me the Horizon. I don't know. Why not?
Yeah, Bring Me alright.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
It'd be great, yeah.
Yeah, no, Bring Me are doing good things. I'm probably getting in trouble now. I'm not too keen on their current stuff, but their last album, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah. I also understand that bands like to experiment and do different things. Now, it may not be for me, but it may be for everyone else, and that's cool, you know. But yeah, no, big band, and if you could get on a set with them, that'd be huge. It'd be really good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to people wanting to get into music, Bryan, I'll ask you first. If someone wants to, if say they've learned a bit of singing and they want to transition into heavier music and they want to learn the false chords, the vocal fries and stuff like that, what advice would you give them?
Maybe take your time and be careful, because it can be, I mean, you can really damage your vocal cords if you don't do that in a really safe way. And you just have to study a lot. I took 3 or 4 months when I was 17 to learn how to scream, and it wasn't that difficult if you look some tutorials on YouTube, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah, take your time, drink a lot of water. Also, if you're trying to perform some songs, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's great advice. It's I think with most things you need to do your research, learn about it before you jump in, because, like you say, you can damage yourself quite easily if you go straight to screaming straight away. Which I've again doing some research and other things is Chester from Linkin Park. I didn't know, when I was younger, I didn't quite understand it, but apparently he was so respected in the music scene because actually his screams were screams. They weren't vocal fries or false chords. So that's why he was so respected in the scene as well. And like, when you do your research into false chords and stuff, and you hear Chester doing that, you're like, what I've been learning, it makes no sense now because he's just doing that every week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, lots of research and safe practice makes sense. So, Lorenzo, I'll ask you then. If someone wants to pick up an instrument and start playing for the first time, like, is there any advice you'd give them? Like, when you first pick up a guitar or someone sit down some drums, like, what should they do?
So you don't mean to when a guy starts a band, right? Just when a band, not when he starts to play his instrument.
Either or. Do you have advice for any?
Yeah, because if you start a band, I would say the greatest advice I can give you is to find the right team. Because once you find the right team, everything is a little bit easier, I would say. Yeah. So, and it's the most difficult part and crucial part in having a band. So yeah, find the right team.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, for everything else, do your work every day and be constant, and yeah, that's it.
All right. So, what advice would you give your younger selves? So you've just got the band together, you're happy with the lineup, you've started making music. If you go back now and be like, right, what would you say to yourself?
I wouldn't know what advice to give to my younger self. I think everything I've been through was necessary and led me here where I am, and I'm still working to do better and to become a bigger artist and to become a bigger band. So yeah, I wouldn't know what to tell to my younger self. I mean, I would say keep believing.
No, that's good advice.
Believe in yourself.
Be positive. Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple of minutes before the Zoom call decides to cancel itself. Now, I found an old Reddit post from you guys from 4 years ago. Now, don't worry, you didn't say anything bad or silly back then. I was just wondering if anything had changed since then. So for a good one here was someone who was about to check out your first album, they said, in general, what bands would you compare yourselves to? So the modern Stain the Canvas, who would you say you're similar to, or do you think you've reached the point where you are your own sound now?
Definitely, we changed our influences, of course. But I would say we are similar to.
It's hard, isn't it?
Question.
It wasn't me that asked it. It was some guy 4 years ago. It was not me.
Not your fault. I would say it's difficult because we take a lot of smaller elements from a lot of different artists.
Mm-hmm.
I would compare us maybe to Get Scared and still bringing the horizon and something of Motionless in White, maybe, but I don't know, maybe a heavier, lighter version of them.
I think it'd be heavier than Motionless. I think
maybe
musically.
Yeah, maybe sometimes, but if you take In Reverse, for example, it's not heavy at all.
No,
so it's pretty difficult. It's a tough question for me. Bryan?
I don't know, because we're used to change our sound on every song. So
that's a good thing, though.
All different. Yeah, absolutely. And they're all different. You can hear the heaviest part of Stain the Canvas in that Circus or Ravenous. You can also hear the frappish style and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe we're a mix of Billie Eilish and Bring the Horizon, maybe Chelsea Green and stuff like that.
Chelsea Green are a good band. I do enjoy their stuff. It took me a while to get into them, but now I'm into them. I love them. So how would you if we asked you what genre you are now, because you've been labelled as scene or emo in the past, where would you say you are now?
We are trying to build this genre that actually already exists, but in our own way, that is called dark pop.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to do dark pop that is something catchy, but at the same time, if we want to, we can make it heavy, but all of it is kind of creepy, I would say.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's our
It's
sound.
a good description. I like it.
Okay.
So we are running out of time because I've not paid for Zoom yet, as I mentioned. So are there any upcoming bands that you would recommend? Are there any small bands that you think we should be listening to? That you can think of off the top of your head? Put you on the spot.
I would say Dark Divine are doing pretty well, in my opinion.
Okay.
And they have personality, so I really like that of a band. Because, in my opinion, not a lot of bands have personality nowadays, especially the smaller ones. So yeah, Dark Divine or I don't know, Bryan.
I don't know, because I don't want to say anything, but okay. All the bands I know in the underground scene, they're pretty much similar.
I would say Perspective. It's an Italian band.
Yeah.
It's an Italian band.
They're a friend of us. Yeah.
Friend of us. They are pretty sick, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'll check them both out. I'll have a quick listen before I go to bed tonight, for sure. So that sort of wraps up all my questions, really, guys. So a massive thank you for taking the time to talk to me. I do really appreciate it. I just like anyone who's following upcoming bands who check you out on their chosen platform, be Spotify, Amazon, Deezer, or whatnot. And I really do ask them to check out your music videos because I think they are sick. Like, they're so good. Like, I really enjoy them. It very much is for me. Like, I don't care anybody else. It's all for me. I love it. It's brilliant stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, I will let you guys go now. Thank you so much for speaking to me. Hopefully we can do it again sometime. It'd be brilliant to have you guys on the website again soon.
Of course.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys. It's been truly brilliant.